Welcome to the Warrior Not Worrier Podcast, where we find what turns a worrier into a warrior, not only in business, but in personal life as well.
So tell me, so James, at your last company where you were working at, you kind of had a routine every day. Mm-hmm. So I can see why you weren't maybe a warrior, W-O, because you kind of knew what you were getting yourself into.
True.
Taking a leap of faith, leaving that career that you were in for almost 10 years or over 10 years, coming to a new career, that can make anyone worried.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where was your mindset at? What made you take that plunge of, leaving something behind and taking that step?
Yeah, so at Hensley, I would say I was a warrior, like with an A, but deep down I wasn't. I always had issues. I thought a lot. My process was always on my mind. Like if I didn't do something at the right time, I worried about it. If I was late, I worried about it. I was there for 10 years and I think I was late maybe one time. And that's like on the minute. I was in the parking lot, same time, on the minute for like my whole career at Hensley. And if I was like 10 minutes late, I was worried. I was driving 100 miles per hour down the freeway, like holy shit, what the hell am I gonna do? I'm gonna be late. And I didn't even have a start time. I could start whenever I wanted.
Right.
That's just my attitude. I bring that everywhere I go, even to this company. Like when you approach me and said, "Hey, I want you to leave Hensley. Fuck that place. I want you to come to Can Monkey." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know, man. Like this is gonna freak me out." And I thought about it with my wife for a week or two, and I was worried the whole time. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, is my pay gonna be affected? Health insurance. I've been at this company for 10 years. Like, do I really want to just walk away from it and start this new venture? But I sat there and I said, you know what the hell am I going to do at Hensley after 10 years? Like, I want to be I don't want to be that warrior, like, oh my God, I got to do this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Now I want to be a fucking warrior, like a hardcore warrior in this new company, growing it, making it huge, running a team, learning from you, learning from Steve, learning from everyone. And just fucking own this shit, man.
It seems like you took your worriedness and had that fuel your warrior in this aspect. Has that been other things in your life that you've been able to take your worries and fuel it to become a warrior? And if so, what was that?
It's funny because if I had to say someone in my life that made me from the warrior to the warrior, it was probably my wife. Before, I was I played golf. My parents, they're awesome, but we had I always lived away from them. I moved out when I was 17. They always pressured me into doing some stuff. They didn't. But when I met my wife, she said, James, you're smart. You had a 4.0 in college. You had this art degree. You're a smart dude. You can do anything you want. Hensley, your old job Hensley is that's not what you want. You need to branch off and do something different. So when I had this opportunity to come to Can Monkey, I definitely think my wife played a huge role. Obviously she knows you guys and she trusts you guys, but regardless of what company it was, if it was some other company, she would have said, "Fucking do it, man. What are you doing? You need to be this lead guy. You have that attitude. You don't need to be working for these people. You need to be people working for you in that aspect." You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I do know a lot about you. So there's things that I can say that, you are a talented artist. And something that you do, there's something that we talk about internally about doing in our company and, being delusionally optimistic, doing. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that could be you where you're the same person that have tattooed, half your body. So where I would be worried about where you're not worried, but then again, you won't go out and maybe start a business in that aspect. Where is that?
Bring that up.
So where is that?
How many times have you been in my house and you're like, "Why don't you start a business? Why don't you do this?
Exactly.
Why don't you make a Facebook page? Promote your work."
Right.
And I was like, I'm worried about it. I don't think I'm good enough.
But you're not worried enough to tattoo something on your body that everyone sees, but you wear your short shorts where everyone sees them, and everyone can see your great masterpieces. So where's that change though? Why are you a warrior?
It's just confidence, man. I feel anytime you start something new, you're always gonna be worried. It's the fear of the unknown, right? Mm-hmm. So when obviously when you're tattooing yourself or tattooing someone else, the first person I tattooed, like I was like, my hands were shaking like this, like the lines were squiggly and stuff.
Right.
You know, because you're scared. You know, it's like I said, the fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, as you like practice, learn, you know, meet people that say, hey, dude, you're actually really good. That helps a lot.
So exactly, the fear of the unknown. Fear also stands for false evidence appearing real. You also know that that's true because you have tattooed yourself. So what would make you take that, stop from becoming a warrior, the WO, to a warrior? And maybe the answer is, I just want to keep this internal. You don't want to. So I mean, but where do you decide, or where maybe other people decide to like, hey, I have this talent, but I don't need to put my eggs in all baskets.
Yeah, I think obviously, like I've thought about it many times, but it's a lot of time, a lot of dedication to do something like that. You get a lot of criticism for being like a homemade, at-home tattoo artist, and I think I was like kind of scared to even like put myself out there. People like, yo, you didn't get an apprenticeship, you don't work at a shop, like, are you sanitary? That kind of like dumb stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I guess we'll do it. I need your confidence, man.
Yeah.
I don't have the confidence like you do.
But you have confidence in other aspects.
I do. You're a machine. Like when I play golf, full confidence.
And so talk about that. Where does that confidence come from? Because most people I know, they don't get confidence from golfing.
I know.
It's the complete opposite.
I think it's just years of playing and practice. It's the one thing I'm good at. Like, if I had to pick one thing I'm good at, it's that.
But it's a tough thing to be good at. So it has to be a lot of confidence. You have to be a warrior in that aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. And like when I used to play tournaments when I was a kid, I was scared. Everyone is, but...
So how do you overcome those fears and, that? Do you take all these different things and apply to the same, or are you a warrior in different aspects in each thing, and you're a different warrior?
I feel like in like golf, like any sport, like talent-wise, I feel like I'm a warrior. Like I know I'm good enough, but it's more like the mental aspect, just knowing you're good enough, that kind of thing. That makes it makes everyone a warrior. Yeah. But I don't know. I just need to one day. I'm old now, so I think it's too late for that. But you never know, right?
You never know.
I need that Shapiro confidence, man. That you bring to the table.
They have those senior clubs,
Yeah, you be 55 and over.
There you go.
One day.
I want to ask you a question. What was the turning point or series of actions that turned you from a warrior WO to a warrior WA?
Let's see. I would say when I was younger, when I won my first big tournament, I mean, that was a huge turning point for me. I knew it was good enough. And then when I got a scholarship to play like college golf, obviously that was like a huge turning point in my life because I knew like, hey, this guy came from Colorado all the way to Arizona to watch me play. Mm-hmm. And he's like, dude, you're good, man. Like, I want you on my team. Mm-hmm. Obviously I fucked that up because I didn't finish school, but I still have that mentality that, I was good enough for college. Mm-hmm. And also I know people that play on the PGA Tour right now that I used to play with in high school that I was beating back then. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why am I not out there doing this, Also, like, working for you, man. I've known you for, 7 years, like I said. You always have this huge amount of confidence, and I feed off of that, dude. Like, before I met you, I was a totally different person. And, like, even just starting this company, 4 months ago, I feel like I've matured so much.
I'm glad I'm rubbing off on you.
Yeah,
I'm glad because you rub off on me as well, and that's the good thing about having this team that we're building.
We have the same mentality, dude.
You really do, and you have to have that with people. I feel like that are with you on a day-to-day and in a working environment, especially because you have to have that same knowledge or that same work ethic. Like we say that our clients don't work 9 to 5s, and you don't either for most aspects. And so you have to surround yourselves with those like-minded individuals.
Yeah, exactly.
How would you describe a warrior WA versus a warrior?
So I would say a warrior with an O is someone that's like afraid to like take a risk, Like you're gonna have to take a risk in your life, regardless, unless you live in a fucking cave or something, but you have to take risks in life. And if you don't take those risks, you're never gonna succeed or never gonna prosper and do like anything you ever want to be. Mm-hmm. So you can't be scared. Like I was scared. Everyone's been scared of something in their life, but I feel like if you don't take risks to to prosper in life, like you're never gonna be what you want to be. That kind of aspect.
were there people in your life that taught you some of these mindsets at a younger age, or is it just stuff that you picked up on through learning experience, like different tournaments and different things?
I mean, my parents obviously play a huge role in that.
You also have a brother close to your age?
My brother, yeah, me and my brother are really close. You know, they give me a lot of confidence on everything I do. Obviously,
from the competitions.
Yeah, and just everything. Because obviously they're gonna say that because I'm their kid, but they're not gonna shit on me. But yeah, they're a huge factor. Like I said, just people I meet, like down, on the way. Like when I was at Hensley, like everyone's just scared. Mm-hmm. They don't teach you that, like, oh, let's go, man. Like you can do this, and you can be this, and in 5 years, if you keep working this hard, you can be this. They just say, all right, go do whatever you do.
They don't want you to. They want you to stay there in that same position for 10 years, so they know that they have someone that is going to freak out for 10 minutes late, that's going to show up on the route every single day, that is going to be there, and you gave them exactly what they're looking for, and that's where you kind of have to, put yourself underneath the microscope and see, is the juice worth the squeeze, and is what I'm doing, what I want to be in 5 years, and so on. So exactly. I think that you and I both share that mindset, and for sure, don't want to be where we were, always want better for our lives.
Yeah, you were in an area where you were like, I need to get out of this, I want to do my own thing, and look at you now, man. You're the boss.
God, delusionally optimistic.
Exactly.
I just do, And so now that you said that you've changed your mindset over the last couple of years, what is something that you're going to pass on to your children that maybe you want to speed up the process or be a catalyst? What's something that you consciously now are thinking that you wish you would have known at a younger age?
I would say, I want to teach my kids, obviously be like respectful, earn their right to do stuff. I want them to go to school, obviously they don't have to, but they just have to find their own path, and if they want to start something now, and like my son, if you want to start playing golf now, cool, I'll help you. If you don't, that's fine. My daughter, she wants to be she's into art now. She wants to be like an artist. She wants to be a tattoo artist. Cool, awesome. I can pass down what I've learned. Obviously, they're going to learn their own way as they get older. But I feel like, as much as I can teach them, I will. And I want them to, try to take their own path, learn from their own mistakes, learn what they're good at, and I'm there from, you're there from. We're close family, so
teach them a warrior mindset.
Yeah, they're fucking
get savage.
Get it.
I love it. Did you ever feel like you'd always be a warrior with the worries? Did you ever feel like you'd always be that, or do you always know that you had this, warrior inside you? You just didn't know how to actually fully contain it.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I was, my parents called me devil child. I was just a pain in the ass apparently. So I think I had that warrior aspect, but I feel like I was a warrior, with an O, when I was a teenager in high school and college and that kind of thing, because I don't know, I just didn't know what I wanted to do, So now I feel like being like a warrior is like being a fucking badass and just owning your shit. And since I've worked here, I feel like that I have all these tasks and I'm owning it. I'm owning this department, I'm managing people and blah blah blah. But I feel like you have to be a warrior with an A. There's aspects of being like a warrior, but you have to be like a warrior.
Do you feel like you're more of a warrior in your professional life than your personal life, or was it maybe changed at one point, or do you feel like you're
Definitely. I definitely think I'm a warrior more in professional life. My wife calls me emotionless. I have zero emotion, to anything. I don't think she's ever seen me cry. I don't even remember the last time I cried, So I definitely got to work on that. But I think having this job, making me that warrior, it goes to my personal life, but I need to have that other warrior aspect, a little 50-50, just balance out the at-home life.
Absolutely. It is hard to maintain, because I'm the opposite. I go to work, or I go home from work, and I'm just kind of chill. But if my wife would have saw me at work all day, she'd be like, oh my God, no wonder why you're tired. No wonder why you're just sitting there, just want to relax.
Yeah, mental warriors.
Yes, having many different conversations and trying to keep everyone, on the same wavelength. Drains you.
It does.
What's your best warrior story? One where you walked out of the room knowing you crushed it and nothing could get in your way. Mic drop.
I think it was when I left Hensley, honestly. There's smaller times in my life, but that was pretty much the biggest point was, saying, fuck you guys, I'm out. And they're like, no, you can't leave, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I'm out. You can offer me $100,000 right now, a year to stay, and I'd still say no.
Yeah.
Because I know like the opportunity, and I'm like, gotta get it, man. Let's just do it. It's risky, but look what it's turned into.
Exactly, and people say, or they say that it's not usually a person that someone quits. It's the company, it's the culture.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like we're all here at Can Monkey bringing those backstories of our past stories of last companies that we worked with, and really having it be an environment for everyone to feel safe and feel that they can bring as much as they want to the table and to help create the culture that we're looking here. Because culture is ambiguous. I mean, you can't see it, but
it's totally different than what I was used to.
And that's what we want to create here, where everyone feels that.
I used to wake up in the morning to go to my old job and just how I could get out of not going. Like, oh, let me cut my tires, let me drive off the road, hit a tree, just not get hurt. Like, that's not something you want.
No.
But now I get up and I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go to work, dude. I'm so excited. Like, my wife, she's like, you're actually happy to go to work.
Yes.
Like, you can't say, not that many people can say that.
No, and that's where I feel that where we have a good team and then people are responding back after, quote unquote work hours, because they are excited about what they're doing, what they're bringing to the table, and then knowing that they're making a change in the company and bringing us putting us in the right position to keep growing. And it's really exciting that we have a good team that, all shares that same mindset and vision.
Yeah.
Who's a warrior in your life that's inspired you to stop being a warrior? So who's already a warrior in your life that's already the fight?
Sitting right in front of me, man.
Besides me, I know that, like, I was asked this question. I was looking for an answer. I want to talk about your older brother, Sean.
Sean, yeah.
I was kind of gearing this question more to him because talk about him, because that guy. He's
a savage.
He is.
So Sean, he's like my half brother. He's 36. He's been in the military, the Air Force, for almost like 15 or 16 years. He's done 5 tours in Afghanistan, Iraq. He's went to London. He's trained the Royal Air Force. He's now he's in Laredo right now, doing special forces training. He's just a badass dude. Just like his mentality is just the same as us, man. Yeah. It's just like he's a warrior. Like he was built for that.
A real warrior. Having someone like him in your inner circle growing up has to be.
Like he'll text me like, hey dude, like I heard you started a Can Monkey. Like send me some info. Like that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like hey, how's golf doing? Like before a tournament, he'll text me like, dude, crush this shit today. Like don't think about this and this. Like, just crush it, man. You have the talent. You have the mindset. Just do it. And that plays a huge role. Like, obviously, I wish I saw him a lot more. Yeah. But he's always been gone. But in 5 years, he's out. He's going to move out here probably with his wife and kids. So it's going to be fun, man. Can't wait.
Sometimes we subconsciously don't realize the warriors in our life. That we have that we can emulate or take some advice from. But I've always liked our stories about Sean. Even your whole both the parents have been there for us. So the whole family has been.
The military family.
They are, but Sean has been in it for a long
time.
So he is. So.
Like I'll send him my CrossFit workouts, and he's like, "Oh man, that's badass. I'm gonna try that too."
He's like, "I do that every Monday."
Yeah, he's like, "That's like my warm up, bro." What are you talking about? But he's cool. He's a good dude.
That's awesome. Well, hey, all the questions that we had today, I appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for sharing when you were a warrior, not a warrior, and what overcome those fears.
Thanks for making me a different person. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being part of the team and helping us all get to the goals that we need to.
Love you, bro.